voting for in this year's general election?
It'll have to be Labour.
And what's the reason behind that?
I think it's because my parents have always voted Labour, so it's just a conception vote Labour.
Do you think voting for Labour is just like a really safe option because all of our grandparents and our parents did?
I think that's part of it. That is part of it. I don't know a lot about politics, but just historically that's who we've voted for.
At the moment I'm sort of 50-50 if I'm totally honest with you, so I'll probably decide on the actual day. I'm still constantly on the news checking who, which party will do more for sort of professionals and sort of businesses out there.
Probably Conservative this year because I've sort of done Labour for many years.
I'm going to be voting for the Labour Party.
And any reason behind that?
Because I don't think the Tories have done a very good job in the last 5 years, and I don't think there's any need to keep them in power for another 5 years.
I'm voting for Labour because of the tuition fees and some other things.
Would you ever consider voting for one of the minority parties or even the Conservatives?
We don't know as much about them. I mean, regardless of the fact as to whether you know a lot about politics, it's your right to vote, so I think you should use that right.
Do you think the main political parties, do you think they actually care about ordinary people with their policies or not?
No, not really. I think they're all out for themselves. They make promises, but they don't seem to want to keep to promises.
Well, we're the ordinary people, they're not. They've got their lifestyle, so I don't think they know what the ordinary person wants and what we need.
They might do, but I don't know what each of them offer. So they might do, but I don't know.
But you don't think that part of that might be because they haven't made enough of an effort to engage with people to actually get their policies across?
Maybe I just don't follow it myself, but I'll just tick anyone and put it in the box.
And which political parties do you think might be best for Asians?
But at the present moment, I'm thinking Labour.
Well, let's face it, religiously Asians have voted Labour. I think there's been a bit of a change with the next generation, and they've started now choosing different parties. If we're honest, once you come into a sort of a professional manner, you start to then you don't vote on what your parents are voting. You're actually voting for what sort of benefits you.
I don't think all Asians think the same way. I don't think Asians think they worry about the economy, education, the NHS, and they're going to go for parties that are going to give them things that they think they need for the future. So I don't really think there's one way for Asian people to vote.
Is immigration an important issue for you?
I think immigration is an important issue. I'm a British Sikh. I class myself as a British Sikh. So our parents, when they came over, it was very hard. My grandfather fought in the Second World War. So my parents were brought over on a voucher system. And at the end of the day, yes, it was hard. And I think it should be sort of the immigration and different communities sort of build Britain for what it is today. So I think it is very important.
I think there should be more immigration into the country. I think the fact that immigration is even a topic at this general election is a travesty, because immigration doesn't affect the majority of people. It may affect people in terms of certain services they receive, but I still don't think it affects them in that major way. But it's been made out to be this massive issue when things like the economy, education, the NHS are much bigger issues.
And in the election, what issues would be important to you?
Housing, tax, and in the future when I have children, my children's future, schooling, I think, and the NHS.